Hi everybody, I am Andrea here at Catskill Animal Sanctuary. I'm the Director of Humane Education Programs. I am joined by very important guests today. Kalila here having breakfast, and Calvin who flipped his bucket just to show you around. Catskill Animal Sanctuary is one of the oldest sanctuaries in the country. We have been around now for 22 years, we are proud to say. We are located in Saugerties, New York in the Catskill Mountains. We were founded 22 years ago by Kathy Stevens, and our mission is to rescue and rehabilitate animals, of course, first and foremost, like these lovely cow friends of mine here. And we bring them here, and they're often taken in from cruelty and neglect cases. So we rehabilitate them to the best of our ability, and then we keep them here for the rest of their natural lives. But we get requests all of the time to adopt and take in more animals. So because we can only take in enough animals that we can care for responsibly, we're not able to take every single request that comes in every day. So the second part of our mission is to ignite social change on their behalf. And we do that by promoting a vegan lifestyle to our visitors, our school students, and any members of the public who come for one of our programs. So we host public tours here. We host educational programs for schools and a bunch of other things, and we do virtual programs like this a lot too with schools, which we love. So we bring these animals right on camera, just like we're doing here, and we're trying to just have an impact in that way by promoting a vegan lifestyle. And we do that by introducing people to our lovely rescued animals. As many of you know, especially any vegans watching, who are vegan for the animals. They're just as individual as you and I are, or our dogs or cats or other companion animals. They have very different personalities. And so we start with that in our educational process. Like Kalila's pretty shy. So she's fine with me being right here, but she's not super into meeting people and hanging out and cuddling. So we just allow them to tell us, who likes cuddles and attention and maybe who doesn't. Calvin can be a little bit into it, but see, he just told me, I'm busy eating, Andrea, so that's fine. So we'll just let them have their breakfast. They don't want to be bothered, but they have very, very different personalities. And so we really love to explain to the people who visit us or our students, they're different individuals. And then from there, we try to help people to pick any of the amazing new products out there, or to, just make swaps like oat milk in your coffee, and, make it, try to break it down and make it a manageable transition for people, because we think, sometimes people can be a little bit overwhelmed, especially if they've spent their whole lives not being vegan. So we try to help people to make those swaps that will add up to saving hundreds, if not thousands, of lives over the course of just one human lifespan. So we love introducing people to our animals, like Calvin and Kalila here. They live with Doc and Bernie, but their back ends are facing us, so we won't go back over there either. And we love introducing people to them. And then, like I said, we talk a lot about how to help them. We tell their stories, where they came from. Like Calvin here we suspect half-brother Bernie, were actually destined to be veal calves. So they came here when they were very, very young, less than a year. And we are thankful for that, that we were able to get them out of, the dairy industry and take them away from being veal calves. So they came here together when they were just little, and we are very, very relieved that we were able to take them in. So we tell stories like that to people, and then we make suggestions for all the amazing products that are out there right now, or the different ways you can cook things, eating a black bean burger versus one made out of a cow. So we try to just help people to, come to these conclusions, and we see it work all the time, which is really refreshing. We love that about being in a sanctuary. People just don't know. They've never met these different species before. They haven't made best friends with a cow. And then they come here and then they do that, and we see it happen every week. So it's really awesome to see that light bulb moment when people realize Calvin's my new best friend. I can't eat him anymore, and I can't contribute to their suffering. And then we help them to take those next steps toward becoming vegan. And we see it work. More than 70% of our tour survey respondents commit to taking at least one step after their visit towards veganism. So we're really proud of that fact here, and we love introducing our sweet friends to everybody so that they can learn about these 10 species as well. So I think we'll go talk a little bit more about the work that we do here and meet a few more of our friends. So let's go see who else we can find. I'm here with some of our sheep residents now who came from our largest ever mammal rescue in history. So let's go see if we can maybe get a few more of them on camera. I'll walk into their house. They were our largest mammal rescue in history. It was a little more than a year ago. And there were sheep at a local farm, a backyard farm operation that we found out about. And look at Willie. He's so cute. We found out about them and worked with the SPCA to have them surrendered to us because they were very, very sick. They were emaciated. They had the highest parasite loads that we'd ever seen. A lot of them could not walk when they got here. And then it turned out that all except one of the females was pregnant. So about a year ago, we had a lot of lambs, which was really special to see. And our healthcare team and our animal care team worked so hard to get all their hooves treated and get them back to health. You can see now they're nice and round, like sheep should be. But when they came here, they were literally starving to death. They didn't have water. And so it's so hard because we tend to think of local farming sometimes as maybe a little bit more humane, but we never really know what's going on behind the scenes. So it was really a heartbreaking case, but we were really lucky to take them in. And here they are now. They're all nice and fuzzy. And Willie here is one of my favorite stories. He's busy eating, but I'll talk about him a little bit. Hi, Ellsworth. Hi. He's one of my favorite stories because when these sheep, these are all our boys. We kept them separate for a while. And Brenda, she's our only girl here. Hi, Brenda. She's a little shy, so we're just going to let her be. But these are all our boys. We didn't have them together for a while until they were healthy enough to be neutered. So we have all boys and Brenda living here. It's okay, Brenda. But when they first got here, they would run to the back of this barn just terrified of people. They were so scared. It was completely heartbreaking. Totally understandable, of course, based on where they came from. But they quickly learned that the people here and that they were are safe people, and a sanctuary means safety. So they very quickly started to, some of them more than others, of course, they're very unique individuals. Hi, baby. Hi. As you can see, some of them are still a little bit shy. Brenda's still shy with me. Aren't you, Brenda? You can come in. There you go. Get around the humans. Hi, Newt. This is Newt. So Newt and Willie pretty quickly learned that humans were pretty okay. We came with food. We took care of them. And now they're pretty snuggly. So actually, Willie, when he's not busy eating, will usually come right up and sit down and lay with us and snuggle. So that was a pretty magical moment the first time that happened with him and any of the members of our staff. And now he will come up and visit guests, even people he doesn't know. So it's a beautiful thing to see them go from that sick to, healthy, well, and then happy and knowing that they're safe and that humans are safe here. So it's one of my favorite stories here at the sanctuary. Let's go see who else we can hang out with. This is one of my best friends at the sanctuary, Lou Chicken. He is a silky rooster. So silkies are pretty popular now in like backyard flocks and things. What do you think? Who's that? You see friends? He's chatting with all his friends here. And Lou actually was one of our only chickens who was born here, strangely enough, because when we went into rescue a few other birds, he and his brother were only a day away from hatching. So we took the eggs too, and they were born here. So Lou's never known a bad day in his life. Have you? Now, why am I holding Lou in my arms? You're wondering. So Lou is one of our special needs residents. He actually he's a little bit older now, and he ended up with a odd, hi little John. Are you going to say hi back? He ended up with a strange leg, like a bone infection. So his only option, we worked with our vets, of course, to try to treat it, but his only option was amputation. So he actually only has one leg now, but his remaining leg is very strong. So while he heals, we take him on walks for enrichment and spend a lot of time with him. And then we've actually been working with another micro sanctuary, the Institute for Animal Happiness, to learn about setting him up on a harness and a zip line so he can run around again. So his leg's still healing right now. So right now we're just walking him around and giving him that enrichment. But we're excited to get him in his harness and get him running around again. But he's quite snuggly. He's quite happy being a lap rooster in the meantime, you can tell. And he's one of my best buddies here. Aren't you, Lou? Aren't you, Lou? One of our other species here at Catskill Animal Sanctuary, of course, is pigs. We have big pigs and 2 potbelly pigs. This is Mario. He's just one of a bunch of our pigs. He's in recovery right now. Our healthcare team is treating him right now. He had an abscess in his hoof. So he's okay. He's being seen by our vet. But he's just over here healing where it's a little bit more dry. But Mario... we have a bunch of pigs from a bunch of different interesting stories, really. One of our pigs was found as a baby piglet running around the woods, probably escaped from a farm. Mario here and his companion, Audrey, were actually in the documentary The Last Pig. So a lot of you may have seen that, and if not, we would recommend it. It's about a farmer who was raising pigs and had a change of heart once he realized how sweet they are, how smart they are, just how amazing they are, and converted his farm into a vegetable farm and is now a vegan and speaks a lot. So, so it's a really cool story. So Mario was one of the last pigs that he had there, and he gave them to different sanctuaries. So we have Mario here, Jasmine the pig, who was a piglet in the woods, like I said, and then just a couple of people who tried to raise their own pigs. They had piglets. If you've ever seen a piglet before, they're adorable. So she had a change of heart and decided to give all 13 of those piglets to different sanctuaries. So we have 5 of them here. So really a lot of different background stories. But as you know, pigs are really awesome, as all of our species are. And, we're really, really happy to have them here. It's another great experience for when people visit us, to snuggle up with a pig, give them a scratch. Mario's busy rooting right now, but he usually comes up and chatters and says hi to people. So, it's a great experience for people, and we're really lucky to be able to share them with the world. We are really proud as a farmed animal sanctuary to also be home to a lot of rescued horses. Of course, not everyone has the resources or space available to take in horses that they need, but our founder was raised on a horse farm in the South, so that really inspired her to start this place, or that's part of the reason. And so we are lucky that we are home to a lot of different horse residents. 2 of them here being Cricket and Callie. Callie is our oldest resident. She is going to be 36 years old. She is quite old, but as you can see, she's doing great. And then Cricket's in her mid-20s, so not super young, but as far as horses goes, she's middle-aged-ish. They're doing really, really well. That's one of the most beautiful things about a sanctuary, if you've never visited one, is to see the animals be able to live out their lives. So we are really proud that we have a lot of oldies here at the sanctuary, and really proud of the care that goes into making them feel better. We try. Here comes Cricket. Come here, Cookie. Come here, Cricket. Come say hi to me. Cricket's wearing a face mask because she's a paint horse and she has extremely pale eyes, pale blue eyes. Hi, baby. I do not have an apple. Every time I see her, she inspects me for an apple and then is disgusted when I don't have one, which I never do. So she's a sassy girl. Then she walks away, just like that. Very characteristic of our girl Cricket. Cricket was actually kept outside. She was chained to a tree for years, even we think during a pretty strong hurricane. So she came to us and really was not interested in people. She had been treated very badly, and she still has the scars today on her legs from being chained to that tree. So we were lucky to be able to take her in. The reason we have a lot of our horses like Callie here is because, of course, they get to be quite old. Like we said, Callie is in her late 30s now. So any animal, of course, that you bring home, we just recommend you research their lifespan and make a plan for their care should anything happen where you're unable to care for them, right, Callie? And that's how we got Callie. Her owners were no longer able to care for her. So, hi, Callie. So this is our oldest girl. She's probably not interested in me because, I don't have snacks, so she's going to snub me. But she's doing great, as you can tell, and is really happy to live out her retirement here at the sanctuary. We also have Buddy the blind horse. You may have seen us posting previously about Buddy. So we've actually had 8 blind horses over the course of our 22 years. And Kathy works with them to teach them words so that they can learn to navigate. They live in a flatter property than this, so they can learn to navigate and still live out their days here rolling around in the grass and having a great time in the snow, even though they've lost their vision. So we really are lucky that we're able to take care of horses too. They have a lot of unique needs, and we really love them. So we have our goats here. We love our goats here. We have more than 30, almost 40 goats at Catskill Animal Sanctuary. This is Rosie, one of our sweet girls. They have very different personalities, so it's really interesting to introduce them to the public. Rosie really likes people in general. So does Levi here. So our goats have come from a variety of different backgrounds. And they all look very different from each other too. So it's really cool. They have a lot of cool stories. So both Rosie and Levi came from farming situations. Levi would have been seen as a byproduct as a boy, and most likely at the farm where he came from, he would have been killed. So the farm had shut down, and we were able to take in 4 goats at the time who were very, very young. And we were really lucky to be able to take them in. So they've been here several years now. They're doing great. They'll be 4 soon, won't you, buddy? And they're very, very sweet. And we love introducing people to them. Hermione here, she has a great story too, don't you, Hermione? She's our magical driveway goat. So we don't recommend it as a form of rescue, but someone did find her somewhere and bring her here and leave her. She was left in our driveway. She was very sick at the time. We weren't sure if she would survive. But of course, our lovely healthcare team and animal care team worked to restore her health. And so she pulled through, and we were so happy. And that was years ago now, so you can tell she's doing great. And because she's magical and she pulled through, we named her Hermione. And she's also a big hit. She loves little kids. She loves adults. This guy, you can see, he loves attention. And then Rosie behind my friend Giaco here is getting jealous and wanting attention. So some of them love to come up and say hi to us. And then some of them, like Beatrice, they're very, very shy, so we just give them their space. And Thelma too, Thelma here. So we don't, that's part of our education with the public is we're not a petting zoo. We don't force them to interact with us. So, we ask that everybody just respect their space, including us. That includes staff. I've only ever touched Thelma or Bee when I have a cookie in my hand. So they just prefer their personal space. So we respect that here as a sanctuary. But we are very happy to introduce people and visitors and students to our more outgoing residents. And that's a lot of fun. So we like to tell their stories too. And then people, just don't realize that, of course, goats too are very exploited. The dairy industry is really awful for them as well. Thelma here, she actually is a cashmere goat. So we just recommend that people, try some of the vegan goat cheese alternatives on the market and avoid buying products that contain wool, cashmere, or other products from animals, of course, like our geese that we have here too. And we encourage people to buy down alternatives. So, just these small things that people can do to help animals. And that really adds up to big change over the lifetime of one individual human. We really encourage people to make those incremental changes as one of the ways that you have the most power as an individual to alter climate change, alter the lives of animals, alter the lives of other human beings. We all know that factory farming is very, very dangerous for humans as well, and very damaging. So we really love to introduce everybody to our sweet babies here at the sanctuary, and just educate people more about them as individuals, and we see it work all the time. So we're really, really happy that you could join us today for our Sanctuary Takeover. Big shout out to Vegan for the Animals for allowing us to have this opportunity. And we hope you enjoyed our little mini tour of Catskill Animal Sanctuary. Thanks so much, everybody.